Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Okay. Okay, nowadays, many yogis are practicing anapanasati meditation according to the Buddha's teaching with the explanation of the commentaries and sub-commentaries. So this anapanasati meditation is easy to practice and it is suitable even though student does not meet with his meditation teacher regularly. So we say it is easy to practice, but we do not say it is easy to be successful because many of us are facing with difficulties in concentration samadhi based on this meditation. So therefore, we should strictly follow commentaries, explanation also, especially attention procedure, manasikara vidhi, to practice this meditation successfully. The first procedure is counting. So as today, Dhammatalk, we would like to share how to count the breath, Anapana. Now, we will share how to count the breath according to the Visuddhimagga commentary and some tikas, some sub-commentaries. So we also prepare the test also. So you can see the test also in the screen. So Tattha imina adhikamikena kulapotena patama kananaya idan kamathana manasi kadavan. The good person who is a beginner of this meditation subject should firstly give attention to this meditation subject by using the counting method. So in this counting procedure, we have to avoid the 3 faults. So number 1 is kanantena cha pinchana hita na tapetaba. While counting, the meditator should not count less than 5. So what is the reason? Pinchana hita tapentasa hi sambade okase chitupado vipandati sambade vaje saniroda goganoviya. For meditator who counts less than 5, the rising of mind structure in the narrow space, just like the heart of the kettle, that is locked up structure in the narrow kettle fall. So in this setting, okase means okase di kanana vide sandaya aha. So the word okase means is a set referring to the counting series. So counting series means is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is called counting series. So number 1 is a should not count less than 5 minutes. Is we should not count 1, 2, 3, 4 only. So we should count until at least 5. No? So second fault, number 2 fault is dasana upari nanitaba. So should not count more than 10. So the reason is dasana pi upari nitasa. Kanana nisitako chitubado hoti. For meditator who count beyond 10, more than 10, the arising of mind become dependent on the number only. So Martika also explain kanana nisito meaning is kanana nisito wa na kamatana nisito. So dependent on number only, not dependent on the meditation subject, anapana. So because we shall not count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 like that. Shall not count beyond the 10. So number 3, 4 is antara khanda na dasitaba. Shall not break the series in between. So khanda meaning is the broken pieces. So Martika also explained khandanti ekan tini pinchati evagananaya khandana. Khanda means the breaking of series in counting, thus 1, 3, 5. So and also Vinyatika also explained the khanda. Khandanti ekanti ni pincha ti ekantarika di about ekantarika di bawena gananaya kandanan. Kandan means the breaking of series in counting by skipping one number in between, thus 1, 3, 5. So Vinyatika also is another definition. Atawa kandandi antara kati paya kalan aganitwa puna kanana wasena antara odi preche dona dasitabo. So the meaning is to explain in another way. Kanda means the gaps exist in between because not counting a few times in between series and then count again. Such a gap should not be shown. So the meaning is intermittent counting should not be done. So because of so this meaning, so Visuddhimagga say as number 3 fourth, Khandana Dasitava. So broken piece should not be shown, right? So this is a reason why Antara Khanda Dasin Tassa Sikha Pata Nukome Kamathana Noti Chetan Vikambati. For meditator who counts by breaking the series in between, is my shake, thinking, has my meditation come to its completion or not? So Visuddhimagga Matika also explain Sikha Pata Nukoti Idan Chiratana Kananaya Manasi Krontasa Wasena Udan. So Sikha Pata Nukoti Idan. Has my meditation come to its completion or not? This is set on account of paying attention by counting method for quite a long time. So in this meaning, Vinyatika also explains Tata Khanda Dasin Tasahi Kamathana Nena Potati Nukome Chetan Noti Vimasa Upatiya Wikipo Hoti Tenaha Sikapata Nuko Meti Adi Idinja Eon Khanda Dasitwa Chiratana Gananaya Manasi Tasa Wasena Udan. So because for one who plays the series as such, with the rising of investigating mind, thus is my mind inclined to the meditation subject or not? It becomes a distraction. That is why has my meditation come to its completion or not, etc. is set. And having broken series in this way, this is set on account of giving attention by counting for quite a long time. So Vinaya Tika also confirmed the previous meaning. Sohi Tata Lada Awikipa Mata Nisaya Ewan Minya. Indeed, because the mere and distracted state of mind gain in that way, by counting for quite a long time, he might think like this. So this meaning is the blocking pieces should not show meaning is we should not count skipping 1, 3, 5. This is one meaning. So we should count continuously 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, etc. And also in between CD we should not stop. Maybe we will count 1, 2, 3, 4. After that we will stop. Maybe a few seconds or a few minutes. After that we will count again. 5, 6, 7, like that. Should not count like that. So now we already now discussing there are 3 faults. No? So number 1 is we should not count less than 5. Number 1. Number 2 is we should not count more than 10. So number 3 is we should not break in between series. So Visuddhimagga also said, Tasama ete dose vijitwa ganitavan. Therefore, having avoided this force, the meditator should do his counting. So during counting time, we are 2 kinds of counting. One is a slow counting. Another counting is a quick counting. Ganatena cha patama danda gananaya Danya mabaka gananaya ganitaban. So furthermore, at the beginning, meditator should count slowly as the way great measurer does. Danya mabakohi nale puritwa ekanti watawa occurity. To illustrate, after filling up the rice measuring container nali, having said 1, the gray measure, the gray measure pours the gray down. So do you know the nali, the rice measuring container? So in our country, Myanmar, we use this kind of cup to measure the rice. So in this simile, Dinya Mabako, the gray measurer, so he filled up the rice in this container. It full the container. So he count 1 and he poured gray down like that. So Puna Purinto Kinchi Gacha Waran. This was done. Chatinto Akan Diwadati. While refilling and removing any rubbish, he may have noticed he say 1. So this meaning is so inside the nali empty, so he have to refill the rice. No? So filling time, sometimes he saw some rubbish he saw, so he removed. At the time also he count 1, not 2, because he not yet bought, right? So he failed to full the nali. At the time also he count 1, 1, like that. He prepared to full the nali container. So after full, so he also at the time also he not yet bought. At the time he also count 1. So now he ready to pour. At the time he count 2 and he pour like that. So second container already pour, so empty inside. So he's continue to not yet 3, right? So now he had to refill again. Refilling again. At the time also he count to full the container. No? So he continue count 2, no? Like that. So because Visuddhimagga say, Isa nayo dvede ti adisu. Dveti adisu. No? The similar way is to be understood for 2, and so on. So according to Sayadaw, the author of the Visuddhimagga Nisaya, so Nisaya meaning is a translation of the Visuddhimagga. The word by word translation we call Nisaya. No? So this Sayadaw explain, this slow counting method is not quick reciting of mantra like parents do when the small kid fall down on the ground, saying fa fa ta ta. But it is like the way Seva Smith, who skillfully does for the long blow of air when he blows the balloon. And Visuddhimagga explain continues. Ewa mewa imina asasa pasas sesu yo upadhati tangahetwa ekan adi katwa yawa dasati pota mana upa leketwa wa ganitaban. In the same way, among in-breath and out-breath, whichever appears obviously, having taken that and marked as 1, etc., up to 10, this meditator should count by noting each breath as it occurs. Practically, so you are start there, breathing in first, no? In breath first. So after that, out breath, no? So in breath, out breath, you should count 1, 1, 1, 1. Now after that, in black, out black, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, like that, no? Until the 10. So in this sentence, Visuddhimagga set among in black and out black, whichever appear obviously. This meaning is sometimes in black only appear obviously, sometimes out black only appear obviously, sometimes both appears obviously. So anyway, one black appear also okay. So in black appear, you also take in black as object, like that. Or out black appear obviously, you take only the out black as object. Tassa egon ganayato nikamanta ja pavisanta ja asasa pasasa pagata hondi. For the meditator who count in this way, the in-bless and out-bless become clear as they enter in and issue out. So according to this Visuddhimagga, for the beginning state, sometimes not clear both in-bless and out-bless. But later, using in this counting method, in-bless and out-bless become clear as they enter in and issue out. So in this case, Matika also explains, Asasa passa sesu yo upatati tangetawati idan. Asasa passa sesu yassa ekowa patama upatati tan sandaya udang yassa pana ubobi upathanti tena ubayam bigetawa ganitavan. Asasa passa sesu yo upatati tangetawa. This statement is set regarding the meditator to who only one among in-black and out-black appear obviously. One appear obviously at the beginning. However, if both in-black and out-black appear obviously to the sati meditator, then he should count taking both. So in this case, Matika explains another meaning. Yo upatati ti imina ja dvesu nasa putta vatesu yo pagata taro upatati so gaheta boti ayampi atho dipitoti dadavan. Not only this, according to was yo upatati, among two nostrils, left and right side, the blood from whichever nostril appears more clearly, that blood should be taken. It should be understood that this is also the meaning that has been explained. So in this meaning, we had two nostrils, right? Left and right, right? So right side is clear. At the time we should pay attention the in black or black in right side. In the left side is clear. At the time we should pay attention in black or black in the left side. This meaning. So the air in both sides is no need. So one side enough. No, which side clear you have to find like that. So one side enough. So the air in there one side is there. Okay. Bota ti amidita vachanena nirantara asasa pasasana upalakhana daseti. By me of reduplicated what? Bota mana. It's called amidita vachana. No, reduplicated what? The Visuddhimagga Sayadaw explains about the noting of in out blood continuously. So Visuddhimagga said, Tassa egon ganayato nikamanta ja pavisanta ja asasa pasasa pakata honti, for the meditator who count in this way. In this way, meaning is in slow method way. No? The in blood and out blood become clear as they enter in and issue out. So egon ti uttapakarena upalekhetwa wati atho. Egon means having just note with the way mentioned before. This meaning. So in this case, Vinayatika also explained Patama Eke Kasme upatitepi upaleketwa kanenta sewa kamena ubobi pakata honti ti aha asasa pasasa pakata honti ti. So at the beginning, even it one among implant and object, one appear obviously. Having noted that the meditator just count the blood gradually, both become clear to him. Therefore, imbless and outbless become clear is set. So Matika also explain Bhagata Hunti. Bhagata Hunti, Kanana Vasena, Veda Vikepa Abhavato. Bhagata Hunti become clear because there is no distraction from external object by means of content. So according to the Nibbana Gamini Pidivida book by Paul Saroji, according to Paul Saroji book, external object means various kind of external object other than the blood. So slow method, no? Slow counting is finished. After that, Visuddhimagga display the quick counting. No? Athanena tan danta ganana danta danya mabaka ganana pahaya sika gananaya gopalaka gananaya ganitaban. Then, having let off slow counting, which is the counting method of the Grimeshara, this meditator short count by using the counting method of count heart, which is quick counting. In this quick counting, Visuddhimagga he also explained with a simile. Cheko hi gopalako Sekhara deyo Uchingena gehitwa Riju danda hatto Patowa wajan gandawa Gawo petiyan paharitwa Peliga Tamba mandake niseno Dwarapatan yewa gawe Eka dweti Sakharan kipetwa geneti. So to illustrate, the skate Kanghat, having taken sun, pervert, etc., in his waistcoat, with the rod and goat in hand, he go to the cattle right early in the morning, having protected the cattle in their back, sitting on top of the pillar, which is for the ruling of the crossbar. He counts each cattle which has reached the door only, saying 1, 2, and throwing power at each. So in this sentence, why is a Palika Tambo? Pillar which is for the ruling of the crossbar. So Matika explain, Palika sa parivatana tan yatha nikipanti so Palika Tambo. The place where people set the ruling of the crossbar, that is Palika Tambo by name. So this Kanghat sitting on the pillar. So Visuddhimagga continues his simile. Tiyamarate sambade okase dukhan Bhutta gogano nikamanto inyaminya upa nikans santo Vegina ponja puja hotwa nikamati. So Tiyamarate meaning is throughout 3 watch of the night. Tiyamarate. So throughout 3 watch of the night, the cattle or the hut which had been staying in a narrow space uncomfortably. So they going out in parties, jostling each other quickly and lead the cattle. So there are 3 watch in the one night. First watch is 6 to 10. Second watch is 10 to 2. Last watch is 2 to 6. So there are 3 watch in one night. So 3 watch meaning is 3 watch of the night meaning is the whole night, throughout the whole night. So many counts they go out quickly. So at the time, so vegena tini chattari pincha dasati ganati yewa ewa imisapi Purimanayena Ganayato, Asasa Pasasa, Pakata Hutawa, Sigan, Puna, Sinjaranti. So he already count 1, 2, right? In the previous sentence. So he just count quickly 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Thus, for this meditator who count by using previous method, the in-breath and out-breath arise quickly over and over again, having become clear. So in this case, Viniyatika explain, Tattha Purimanayena Ti Danta Gananaya Pakata Hutawati Imina Danta Gananaya Arada Kali Chaitasa Avisadataya Sukuma Asasa Dinan Apakatatan Pacha Visada Kali Pakatatan Ja Tesu Ja Pakatesu Danta Ganana Pahaya Siga Ganana Katabati Daseti Purimanayena means by using slow counting method. Pakata Hutawa means by slow counting method. At the beginning, when the mind is impure, the subject, in-breath, etc. are not clear because the mind is impure. Later, when the mind is pure, they become clear and clear. When they are clear, quick counting should be done after leaving off the slow counting methods. The Visuddhimagga Sayadaw show this point by these words, Pakata Hutawa, having become clear. Matika, Visuddhimagga Matika explained oppositely, Purimanayena Ti Siga Gananaya, Gopalaka Gananayati Atho. Purimanayena, by using previous method, means by using quick counting method. In other words, by the counting method or the count heart. So therefore, Purimanayena is 2 meaning. One is a slow counting. Another meaning is a quick counting. So both are possible in this case. Okay, now Visuddhimagga explain continues. Tato anena puna sincharanti ti nyatawa antoja behija agahetawa dwarapatan yewa gahetawa eko dwe tini chatari pincha cha. Thereupon, having known, they arise over and over again without taking the breath inside and outside, having taken only each breath that has reached the door, nostril. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Matika explain Eko Dvetini Chatari Panchati Ganana Vidhi Dasana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the words for the purpose of showing the counting series. So Visuddhimagga continues. Eko Dvetini Chatari Pancha Cha Satta. And Eko Dvetini Chatari Pancha Cha Satta Atha. Eko Dvetini Chatari Pancha Cha Satta Atha Nawa. Eko Dvetini Chatari Pancha Cha Satta Atha Nawa Dasa Ti Sigan Ganita Bamiwa. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This meditation should just count quickly. So in this case, Matika also explained Tasama Atha Ti Adisupi Ekato Pathayewa Pichikan Atha Dini Papitabani. Therefore, as for the words Atha etc. means starting from 1 shall be counted until 8 or 9 or 10 separately. So Visuddhimagga continues. Ganana Padibadehi Kamathane Ganana Balenewa Chitta Egagan Hoti Arita Upa Thambana Vasena Chanda Sote Nawa Tapana Miwa. Indeed, by the power of that very counting, the mind becomes one-pointed in the meditation subject, which is connected with the counting. just as the facing of the book in switch current by the supporting force of the bamboo pole. So in this paragraph, so upameya. So with the simile, so we have to explain. Akamatane in black, out black means chanda sote, sweet current water. Kanana balena is a power of the counting pole. Power of counting pole means arita upatambana vasena, supporting force of the bamboo pole. Now Jita Ekagan, one pointness of my meaning is a similarly is a Nawa Tapana, facing of the boat. So we have to understand like that. So in this counting, in this quick counting, so we count in black, out black 1, in black, out black 2, in black, out black 3, in black, out black 4, in black, out black 5, etc. So Pasaji like until up to 8. Because we are now practicing the 8 full parts. So Pasaji always recommended to count until the 8. But never mind, not less than 5 and not more than 10, this is okay. So we count like that at the time. So power of this content might becomes one point that in meditation subject. This meaning. So here, Kanana Balena, power of content. If we are not count, if we are not using the counting method, or we are not countable, at the time we had no Kanana power, no the counting power. At the time, similarly is there is no supporting force of bamboo pole. At the time, this book maybe facing many problems maybe because here no supporting force of bamboo pole, right? At the time, this book may be different problem in the strict current water, right? Maybe destroyed by the many problems, right? So in the same way, we are not count the blood. At that time, we have no power of counting. At that time, our mind, Chitta also cannot get there, more pointness. Understand? So Martika also said, why? Kasamati tattha karana. Kasamati. Why? Tattha karana. Nitasane cha taseti kanana patibadehi ti adina. As for quick counting method, Visuddhimagga Sayadaw show the reason and simile by the saying kanana patibadehi, etc. And also Martika explained the somewhat in the sentence. Tattha ariyati tena nawati aritan pejana dando. As for the what? Arita upatabana vasena. In that simile, a bow is moved by it. So it is called aritam by name. The meaning taken is a bamboo pole, pejana dando. Aritena upatabana, aritupa upatabana, tassa vasena. So Martika also explain according the grammatically explanation, grammatical way. The phrase Aritena upatabana indicate that the word Aritupatabana is a dependent determinated compound tapurisa samasa, which instrumental relation having two members of Arita and Upatabana. Tassa, that's meaning is a Arita Upatabanasa, and Vasena meaning is by the force. So Arita Upatabanasa and Vasena at the time, Aritupathamba Vasena by the force of the supporting by the bamboo pole by name. However, it is translated smoothly in English as by the supporting force of the bamboo pole. So in the picture, many bamboo pole, right? But here is only the one bamboo pole only, right? So in the picture now many bamboo pole. many bamboo pole. Okay, never mind. So we'll continue with Sudi Mega. That's say one Sigan Ganayato Kamatana Nilatana Porta Via Hutawa Upatati. Thus, when the meditator counts quickly, the meditation subject in black and outbreath becomes as if an interrupted process and appears apparently. So in this case, Matika is play. Nepriyayato Nirantara Poti Nama Tapana Ya Mewati Aha Nirantara Potan Viyadi. Actually, an interrupted process occurs only in the Tapana freezing state. So this Tapana's freezing state meaning in the jhana state. So the word Nirataran Potan Viya as if an interrupted process is set. Siga Gananaya Nepriyayato Ninatara Poti Apanavitiya Mewa Na Kamawachari Bowing Ga Antaraki Bowing Ga Antarikata Ti Aha Ninatara Potan Viyadi. So actually, an interrupted process occurs only in the jhana meta process, apanaviti, not in the sexual sphere meta process. Because of the nature of the light continuum consciousness, Bhuvenga Chitta in between, so as if an interrupted process is set. So in this case, Pausalogy also explained in his book, Nibbana Gamini Pratipeda book, Pausalogy explained like that. At the time of the practicing counting method, the meditating mind that descends in black and out of ordinary person, Putujana and noble desire 20 sikha, arise as sexual sphere, great wholesome mind or meta process, Kamavachara, Maha Kusala, Manodwarika Javana Viti. So in this meta process, because taking the concept of the in-black and out as object, mind, movement or mind or about consciousness, Manodwara Vijana, and 7 mind movement of the impartial consciousness Javana arise. So Manodwara Vijana and 7 Javana arise. So in between the mind or meta process, there is the interaction of the life continuum consciousness Bhuvenga Chitta. When mind or born meta process are taken in black object as object, the life continuum consciousness that are arising in apparition which interact in between do not take the blood as object. So this meaning is a life continuum consciousness that are arising in apparition which interact in between do not take the blood as object. Instead, they take the object or the near-death impartial consciousness, Manasana Javana or past life near-death moment. They take one among 3 kinds of objects, namely Kama nimitta or Gati nimitta. So the face, as it an interrupted process and not an interrupted process, is set. Because life continuous consciousness do not take the blood as object. They know that it is set with a reference to the occurrence of the more mind or matter process and less life continuous consciousness. So I explain again. So mind or matter process are taken in breath out breath as object. But Bhuvenga Chitta take another object, not the in breath out breath. So between 2 mind or matter process, always Bhuvenga Chitta arise and perish away. No? So this meaning. So at that time, mind or matter process cannot be not possible an interrupted process. No? Because between Venga mind also have. But the occurrence of more minor metaprocess and less life continuous consciousness. This meaning. Okay, continue with Sudimega. No? Atha Nirantana Potiti Tinyatawa Antoja Bahija Wata Abrigahetawa Purimani Newa Wegina Ganitaban. So later, having known that it occurred uninterruptedly, he shook count quickly by using the previous method only, without taking the air inside and outside. Anto Pavisana Vatena Hi Sade Chaitan Pavisayato Abhatana Vata Bihata Meda Purita Viya Hoti. Indeed, for one who let the mind enter inside together with the incoming air, it began as it buffeted by the air inside and as it faded with fat. Behi Nikamana Vatina Sati Chaitan Niharato Behida Putudaramani Chaitan Wikipati. For one who brings the mind outside together with the outgoing air, the mind is distracted among multiplicity of the object. So because we should not follow inside and outside. We should not follow the air inside outside. So Matika also explain Anto Pavisantan Watan Manasikranto Anto Chaitan Pavisati Nama. Let the mind enter means paying attention to the air entering inside. Behi Chaita Nihare Nepi Isivanayo. As for bringing the mind outside is also to be understood in this way. So Matika also explain, continues, Vata Bahatanti Abantara Gatan Vatan Bahulan Manasi Krontasa Vatena Tantana Abahatan Viya Medena Puritan Viya Ja Hoti Tata Upatati. Vata Bahatan means because of the air of one who pay attention frequently to the air that has gone inside that place where the incoming air passed through is as it being buffeted and also as it fit with the fat. In such a way, it appears obviously to the meditator. Niharato Putoka Samuchitwa Tatapana Niharato Watasa Kati Samane Sana Mukhina Nanaramane Sucheta Vida Vati Ti Aha Pututa Aramane Cheta Wikipati Ti. For one who brings the mind outside. In other words, for one who pays attention to the air going outside. After letting go the touching place, then due to the air of him who follows or blessed in such way, that is heading to search for their destiny. The mind wanders among various kinds of objects. So the words Pututa Aramane Chaitan Wikipati. The mind is distracted among multiplicity of the object is set. Okay, we do not follow the black inside outside. And where to place our minds. So at the time, Visuddhimagga gave very important suggestion to us. Phutta Phutta Sepana Sade Tapetawa Bhaventa Seva Bhavana Sampejati. Only for one who practices by placing the mindfulness on the touching place, paying attention to the blessed there, the meditation practice is accomplished successful. So Visuddhimagga confirmed this, his sentence. Teina Votan Antoja Vahija Vatan Abrekahetoa Purimanayenewa Vegina Ganita Banti. Therefore, it is said, it should count quickly by using the previous method only without taking the air inside and outside. Okay, this is how to count the blood. After that, there is one question. Furthermore, for how long this implant outbreak should be counted? So the answer is Yawa Vina Gananaya Asasa Pasasa Aramani Sati Santitati. Until the mindfulness is fixed on the blood as object without counting, for so long the blood should be counted. This is answer. Behi Visata Vitaka Vichita Katawa Asasa Pasasa Aramani Sati Santapana Tanyewa Hi Gananadi. So Visuddhimagga also confirmed his saying, because counting is indeed device for the sake of the well freezing the mindfulness on the blood as object. By cutting off the application mind that is dissipated externally. Okay, the motto is finished. Soတရားရည်အေးအမြတ်စေကြောင့်အားလုံးနှလုံးစိတ်ဝမ်းအေးချမ်းကြပါစေ because also this Dhammatalk may all be peaceful and attain Nibbana quickly.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you for the Dhammatalk, Sayadaw. Sayadaw, we are going to have Q&A session.
Okay.
Sister Dita will guide Q&A session, Sayadaw.
Good evening, Sayadaw, Sukihatu. Now we are entering question and answer session. My name is Dita. I will guide the question from Zoom and Telegram asked by the audience alternately.
Sayadaw, this brother is have two questions. He's asking the first question is about the counting method, the slow counting method, and then the quick counting method. Now, he's asking more details how to count using the slow counting method. For example, should we follow the air, the in-breath? Should we follow the air inside our body? For example, we count 1, 1, 1, we follow air inside our body. And then when out-breath, we count, we follow the air out-breath. And then also this brother want to know about more details about how to count quickly, how to use the quick counting method. This is the first question.
Okay. So slow method is we have to count 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So I have to count 1, 1, 1 many times like that. Have to, but quick method is we have to count. We have to recite only one only. No 1, 1. No. So in breath out breath 1. After that, no need to say anything. Only 1. No? After that, in breath out breath 2. In breath out breath 3. No, this is called quick counting. No? So this is different. Understand? So first, the beginning stage have to count slow counting. 1, 1, 1, 1. Or after that, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, no? Like that. So using this slow counting, so in-breath, out-breath also clear. At the time also, in-breath, out-breath also rising quickly. At the time you can change quick counting. This meaning.
Okay. So Sayadaw, further question from this brother is that when we counting the slow counting 1, 1, 1, where should we focus? Should we focus at the nostril or the upper lip, or when we counting, so we just keep quiet, and we counting in our mind, and is that like that we should where should we focus the breath? Whether we should focus at the nostril or the upper lip, or where should we focus?
Okay, Pota Kase. Touching points. So we must be place our mind on the touching point. So nostril is better. No, nostril is better. So we have to pay attention the blood on the touching point in the nostril.
Sayadaw, while he is counting on the breath, so as Sayadaw said that should focus on the touching point. So while he is try to meditate and try to focus on the in-breath and out-breath, so his mind is wandering, have a wandering thought. So how should he do?
Okay, he should count carefully. He should count using the counting method. No? So this counting method is a assistant to remove the wandering thought. So strictly follow this counting method.
Okay. So Sayadaw, the second question is that when this brother is meditate, so after maybe 30 minutes or more, he feel that his feet become very sore, and he try to straighten his leg for about 1 or 2 minutes. So after that, he sit back again and get back to the sitting meditation. Is that okay, Sayadaw?
So important is mind must be stable. This is important. So trying. So which way is better? Mind more stable without wandering mind. So you can try as you like. Mind must be stable. Continuous practice, continuous posture is better. Continuous posture without moving, and that mind more stable.
Sayadaw, for the question that he said that he has a comfortable position when he is doing the sitting meditation for about maybe 30 minutes. But after that, his leg is become sore or pain. Then he think that maybe he can change the position. Maybe he can sit on the chair. So is that okay if he change the position from the sitting meditation, maybe on the floor, and then he change the position, become sitting on the chair, and continue the meditation process? Is that okay?
Okay. Sitting on the chair time should not be touching the land in the back. No, this is important. So sitting on the chair straightly like that, not the land to the back. No? At the time, some people also take jhana sitting on the chair also. No problem. You can change.
Sayadaw, for the question that when we are doing the sitting meditation, so the posture, how should we do? Whether the position of the left foot and the right foot, whether the both foot can be overlapping, left and right, or how should we arrange the position of the left foot and the right foot? The most comfortable and the most comfortable one.
Okay. I don't know most comfortable one, but Buddha's recommended is Nisidati Panlinka Abhujitwa. So sitting cross leg. So this Buddha recommended and during sitting time, cross leg. Cross leg meaning is there are three kinds of cross leg. One is a full lotus. So full lotus is sometimes difficult, no, not comfortable for everybody. So at that time, half lotus also okay. Another is without touching the two legs. This easy for everybody, I think. No? So there are three kinds of the sitting posture, right? One is a full lotus. Number two is a half lotus. Number three is a without touching each other. No? So one of them you can use which one is more comfortable for you.
Okay, further question, Sayadaw, that this brother is doing sitting meditation using the posture one leg in front and one leg behind. So the right leg, yeah, the upper thigh, that he has some space that he need to put a cushion below her thigh. So is that okay?
Boleh. During time, do not lazy to meditate.
Yeah.
do not. So don't forget to use the counting method.
Yeah. Thank you, Sayadaw.
Okay, Sayadaw, this question is from the Telegram, and the first question is what should he do that if he has less sensitive of the right nostril and the left nostril? So maybe his nostril is not sensitive enough to feel the air in breath, to feel the out breath.
So Visuddhimagga allow to place in the nostril or upper lip. So touching point at the upper lip also okay. Pathology recommended is in the nostril is better. So if not clear in the nostrils, so first use in the upper lip, touching point on the upper lip. So nostril meaning is not outside the nose, no, inside the hole. It's called nostril, no. For some people they think nostril is about the nose. No. Nostril meaning is inside the hole, no, inside the hole. So you have to pay attention inside the hole, inside the nose. No?
Okay, the second question, Sayadaw, is about the counting, but this brother is not clearly said whether it is a slow counting or a quick counting, but he is asking where should we count? There's a three touching. First is when we taking the in breath, should we count one, or while the air come in our nostril in the middle way, when the air come in the middle way, we should count one, or at the end of the breath, we should count one. So where should we count, at the first or the middle or the end of the breath?
Okay, any time can count. So similarly is like that. So many count are going out at the time using the stone. No? We throw to the count like that. 1, after that 2, after that 3, like that. We throw like that. So at the time, this stone touching the any part of the count body like that, right? In the same way, we also count in-breath, out-breath. So any part of in-breath, out-breath at the time okay, right? So but pausology book, the knowing and seeing. Pausology book in knowing and seeing we can find this part. So in this knowing and seeing they wrote the beginning or the end or the implicit object should count 1. And the end or another second implicit object at the times count 2. So every the end or the implicit object should count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that. Understand? So this translation is translate to the pausology book in pausology Dhammatalk, I think. Pausology Dhammatalk they translate. But in Burmese book, I never see the pausology say like that. Pausology say is seeing the implicit object, count 1, seeing another implicit object 2 like that only. So any part you count this also okay. So the end of implicit object also okay. They also not against the commentaries. Okay.
Sayadaw, so the last question is that if he is counting and broken piece, he is counting the breath, the in breath and out breath, and then he forget the number, or he broke the piece, just like breaking the series of the counting. So can he restart again the counting? Maybe he forget 1, 2, 3, 4 and forget the 5. Can he start again from 1?
Yeah, start from 1, continuously counting 1 to 8, 1 to 8 like that. Athana medan bhikkhave anawa akasa yambarupakamena tathagatan jivita voropeya anupakamena bhikkhave tathagata parineva yanti etena sajjavacena sotite hotu sabada etena sajjavacena sotime hotu sabada. This impossible means it cannot come to pass that anyone could divide Buddha of life by aggression. Means Buddha attained final cessation, Prinivana, pass away without being reborn, not because of an attack, an external enemy. With the truth of this statement, may you always be well happy. May I always be well and happy.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Ettavata cha amehi
Etawata ca amehi
sambaram punya sambaram
sambatang punya sampadang
sabbe dewa numodantu
sabbe dewa anumodantu
sabbe buddha numodantu
sabbe bhuta anumodantu
sabbe satta numodantu
sabbe satta anumodantu
sabba sampati sediyang
sabba sampati siddhya
idam me nyatina hotu
idang me nyatinang hotu
Sukita hontu nyadayang
sukita hontu nyatayo
idam me nyatina hotu
idang me nyatinang hotu
Sukita hontu nyadayang
sukita hontu nyatayo
idam me nyatina hotu
idang me nyatinang hotu
Sukita hontu nyadayang
sukita hontu nyatayo
idam me punyang
idang me punyang
asawe kaya wahang hotu
asawakaya wahang hotu
idam me punyang
idang me punyang
nibbana sapacayo hotu
nibbana sapacayo hotu
mama punya bagang
mama punya bagang
sabba satana bhajemi
Sabba satanang bajemi.
Te sabe.
Te sabe.
Me saman.
Me samang.
Punya bagan.
Punya bagang.
Labantu.
Labantu.
Sadu.
Sadu. Sadu.
Buddha.
Sasanang cirang titatu. Buddha sasanang cirang titatu. Buddha sasanang cirang titatu. Sadu. Sadu. Sadu.